Hello Leo, thank you for joining me. It's Sandra here from Wolf Moon Tarot. This reading is going to look at your energies between the 3rd to the 9th of August or thereabouts. I've done a pre-shuffle of the Angel Tarot. I'll just do a final shuffle now and we'll see what the energies have to say. We'll go straight in to your reading. I'm going to do a past, present and future layout and one from the bottom of the pack, which is something else that the universal energies want to say to you at this time. A final shuffle of the Wheel of the Year Tarot, just to give a little bit of extra depth and clarity. I'll do that one again. So in the past position and setting the theme of the reading, we've got the Ten of Earth, Ten of Pentacles in Ordinary Tarot, a very happy family life, financial security, finding the magic in the little things in life. So this is when you sort of, this finally arrived energy where you have everything that you need, you're financially secure, and that's linked to very contented in your and happy family life, because you have everything that you need for a family, to meet the needs of your family. There's lots of happiness in there and very magical energy about this card. So this is in the past position, Leo, sort of very happy family, very content, having everything that you need. And then the Seven of Pentacles as a clarifier, and this is when it's not, something's not quite ready. So we have the pregnant woman that's not quite ready to give birth, and she's testing the apple. It's not quite ready to be harvested, to be eaten. So this is very much an energy of the tree has been looked after by the woman. It's been nurtured, watered and fed, but it's not quite time to harvest the apples. She's been looking after her baby in her womb, and it's not quite ready to come out into the world. So she's still nurturing and looking after the tree and the baby. So it's very much an energy of nurturing, caring for, but things are not quite ready for harvest or something similar. So that's a clarifier for the Ten of Earth, the very happy family life and financial abundance. So this is in the past, so it looks like the energy of the Ten of Earth, it wasn't quite there. It wasn't quite there to be harvested. It wasn't quite ready to be harvested in the past. Bringing us to the present situation, the Ten of Fire, so this is another 10. And the Ten of Fire, the Ten of Wands. Now, this is in the current position, and this is when it's hard work, too much work, and the need to accept help from others. Life can be out of balance, and there can be, not necessarily for everybody, but there can be certain stress-related health concerns connected to this. So, you know, when the Ten of Fire, the Ten of Wands comes out, it's about you trying to do too much, having to have all the balls up in the air, juggling all the balls and carrying all the responsibility, and there's a need to delegate or a need to drop the ones altogether, drop the work altogether, or to delegate and get the workload shared. And then to clarify, we have the Hanged Man, and then in this particular deck, the Hanged Man, he's got his hands tied behind his back, or behind his back. He's hanging, he's stuck in one position, looking at one way, and his legs and his feet are frozen. So he's very much stuck. He can only see things from one perspective. He's only got one viewpoint of things, and that's because he's quite frozen and stuck. He can't see a way of releasing himself at the moment. He's got to wait till the sun rays that are coming in. He's got to wait for the sun rays to thaw the ice around his legs, so that they can perhaps, release himself, or at least get from different viewpoints. So the Hanged Man. The essential energy of the Hanged Man is about things being on pause. The pause button has been pressed, and there's no action, there's no movement forward. A temporary standstill. But with this particular deck, it's a little bit more than that. It's about being stuck in that position, and having to wait, if you like. And remember, in the past, we had the Seven of Pentacles, which was about things were not quite ready for harvesting. So yes, and so here we have the Ten of Fire, too much work, too much burden, too much responsibility that needs to be delegated, but feeling stuck in that energy. Don't feel like there's any movement at the moment. You can only see things, there's only one perspective at the moment, which is not helpful. All right, so that's the current situation, Leo. And then the future going forward, it's a major arcana, and this is the awakening energy, the awakening card. And this is saying, oh, excuse me, I got excited then. And this is saying, you need to look at things from a different perspective. Obviously, currently, that's difficult because of the frozen position. But going forward, you need to look at things from a different perspective. There's still a temporary standstill. So even the future going forward, in the near future, things are still not moving yet. But it's saying it's important to be yourself. So no matter what this situation is, what this temporary pause in action is, there is a need to look at things from a different perspective. And this awakening card is a very, very similar energy to the Hangman. In the two different decks, it's portrayed two different ways. But the awakening card is the number 12 in the major arcana, which is the Hanged Man. But it's got a slightly different energy, but it is very much the Hangman energy. So looking at things from a different perspective going forward is still a bit of a standstill, it's still a bit of a pause, but it's saying you must be yourself. It's very important to be yourself. And then, yes, and the clarifier is the Two of Swords. And this is when there's two people crossing swords here, you see. The fighting over a conquer in this imagery. But this is about differences of opinion, cross swords, disagreement, a need and a difficulty in agreeing to something, feeling a bit stuck in a situation, so arguing over something. All right, so this won't resonate with all of you, Leo. This is a specific message for a certain few of you. Please do get in touch if you would like a private reading. The information how to get in touch with me is below the video. Now, the other message that the universe wants to say to you is the number 50. This is the ego card. This would be the devil energy in ordinary tarot. It's the number 15 of the major arcana. But this particular card focuses on the ego. So this is saying about it as a false sense of entrapment. Feeling trapped, but not really being trapped. Perhaps for some of you, being overly focused on material things. Is that what is trapping you? Being focused on material belongings. There's also an energy of negative or fear-based thoughts. So this person's ego is trapping him, is keeping him. He's got his mask on as well. So it's sort of keeping him held back. And we've had two Hangman cards, haven't we, which is about the need to look from different perspectives. Things at a bit of a standstill at the moment. And even in the past we had the Seven of Pentacles, didn't we? Which this is all linked to home and family. So things at a bit of a standstill. Yeah, so a false sense of entrapment there. This is what the universe wants to say to you. And then the clarifier here is the King of Swords. And in this particular deck, the King of Swords is sitting with his sword ready. He looks quite determined. The King of Swords is a very deep thinker, is an intellectual. He's got the book of knowledge and information on his lap. So he's holding that with one hand and his sword in the other. And he's a very good king, but he's a very determined king. And he is ready to cut away that which is no longer serving you. So there's something that there's some truth and clarity of information and energy. Something needs cutting away because it's no longer serving you, Leo. And I think this is about, careful consideration about what that is. Truthful communication, perhaps communicating with yourself. What is it that you need to do? What is it that you need to consider here? Okay. I'm just going to draw another couple of cards, just get some extra information from the Earth Magic cards for you, Leo. But there's some quite clear messages have just come out, haven't there? And the cards have all very much been saying the same thing there. So what else? Just two more cards. What else would you like to say to Leo, please? What else would you like to say to Leo? I'll just take one from the top and one from the bottom. So what we have is, first of all, we have nurturing, Gaia, nurturing. And this is when there's a need to of self-care, to look after yourself, to nurture yourself, to be kind to yourself. Because the energy of this card is you probably are, I'm gauging, very good at nurturing others around you. Other people, or perhaps children, whatever your situation is. But you're very much a nurturer, and this is saying you are very good at that, but you need to now think about yourself and what do you need, what does your energy need, what does your body, soul and spirit need from you at this time. So it's a time for self-nurturing. And then we have the lightning, the power. You have a lot of power, Leo. You have a lot of inner power at this time, a lot of strength and a lot of power. So it's using that power wisely. Use it wisely. You have strength. You are your sign, the zodiac sign is the lion, and you are the major arcana, the strength card in tarot. Your ruling planet is the sun, so very fiery, very powerful, very energized energies that you have around. So you have a lot of power. So it's how do you use that wisely going forward, Leo? All right. But remember, you need to look at looking after yourself, as you do look after others very well and tend to put others before yourself. And that is part of your power, part of your strength. All right, but you're going to have a surge of power. You're going to have a surge of power coming in. And it's about how you are able to utilize that, Leo, and use it wisely. Okay, I'm going to leave it there, Leo. Thank you for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed this reading. I hope it's had meaning for you. Please let me know what your thoughts are. Good luck going forward, and please join me again in the future. Take care now. Bye bye.